This dude Ryan Pictures, I see he low key on the come up with his videos. Ain't he go front? Like he be having some hot shit on his channels and shit. You feel me? But this is the psycho streamer who abuses people. We finna tap in and see what he talking about.
This is currently the most unhinged streamer on the internet. From paying models to undress on camera to physically abusing people for clicks.
I know damn well he ain't doing none of this shit on Twitch. He ain't doing none of this shit on Twitch at all. I just know Twitch ain't voted for none of that shit.
Melstroy has done some very bizarre things for clout on his streams, which paved the way for trash streaming on the Russian internet. Despite his actions having almost gotten him jailed, and with many people emotionally distraught,
he's Russian. That explains a lot.
It seems like Melstroy cannot be stopped. My name's Ryan Pictures, and we're going to dive into the crazy world of Melstroy and why he's earned a reputation as one of the most dangerous streamers on the internet. Andre Burum or Melstroy always had a dream of becoming a popular streamer and making money online.
See, here's my thing. As a streamer, I would never sit here and sell myself. Like, I'm not finna go out my morals. You know, I'm not finna let nobody take my morals away. I'm not finna let nobody do shit that's gonna take me away from what I want to do as a streamer. You feel me? Because like, but this shit is weird. Like abusing people and doing all this weird shit. That's not. Come on, folks.
However,
cool.
Instead of going down the typical route by streaming gaming content, he ventured into darker territory, streaming himself on Russian Omegle. This decision marked a significant and unsettling turn in not only Melstroy's life, but changed
crazy.
the world
I ain't
of
never been on
online
Omegle. I don't think I ever will.
Yeah!
During these streams, Melstroy would chat with random people, and as the conversation went on, Melstroy would ask the people he met to do some questionable things in exchange for some cash on stream.
So he probably already has some money doing this shit.
And this strategy worked. In fact, it was so popular that in 2017, around 60,000 people were tuning into Melstroy's streams to see what he was doing.
Getting some
However,
money.
a lot of what was happening on his streams was illegal, as many of the girls were underage. While it seems impossible for something like this to be on YouTube today, it actually wasn't that hard for Melstroy to get past YouTube's policies at the time, as he would delete his streams after going live in order to remove the evidence. And surprisingly, his strategy worked for about 3 months. Melstroy managed to steer clear of any penalties on YouTube, largely because the platform was relatively less strict to the display of nudity. However, the critical issue that YouTube took exception to was the fact that many of the individuals shown in his streams were underage people.
Oh no. Oh no, like you got shorties in the back walking around with panties on?
And he would soon be exposed by Russian YouTuber DK Inc., who made a dedicated video highlighting everything Melstroy was doing on his streams.
Нормальная тема. Но, чуваки, он раздевает маленьких детей, блядь! Серьезно, там девочки по 12-13 лет, он их раздевает и говорит, как он хочет их выебать. Господи!
Suddenly, a lot of people were waking up to the reality of Melstroy's streams, and the public opinion around him shifted drastically. It even reached a point where the Russian...
I just don't see how somebody like this was even popular in the first place. Like, you got people like this who do immoral shit and get popular. Why was he popular in the first place? This shit make no sense.
Government found out about the streamer's antics and decided to investigate him further. So one fateful day when Melstroy was attending school, law enforcement officers raided his apartment and took his computer for further investigation. Upon learning of the raid, Melstroy decided the only possible course of action left for him was to flee the country entirely.
Damn.
For the next couple of months, Melstroy would live in random hotels where he would continue streaming, constantly moving around to prevent the police from finding him.
That's too much work, bro. You might as well let that shit go.
The police to come get him. However, the eventual outcome of his case came as a shock to many, because according to the law, Melstroy's crimes could have led to imprisonment for up to 4 years. But instead, Melstroy's punishment was far less severe. 3 months after Melstroy had fled, the police dropped the case against him. Despite all the evidence, no one's exactly sure why Melstroy was able to get out of this situation unscathed. Some speculate that his parents may have paid off the judges to protect their son from prison. But
so that's why I'm thinking he already had some money before he was even doing the streaming shit. He had to. Cause even I'm guessing if he like started off doing that streaming shit and it was like if he was doing his streaming shit, he started with the whole paying people to do this and that. He already had to have some money before.
Others
then.
believe that Melstroy was let go because the judge was confident he was going to change for the better. But that obviously didn't happen. Instead of changing his content for the better, he doubled down and made it even more disturbing than before. And as a result of this content, he was able to get a couple of multi-million-dollar deals with online casinos for him to promote their companies.
How the fuck?
This influx of cash in Melstroy's pocket would only make him worse, as his streams turned from paying people to engage in explicit acts to now hosting parties with friends and escorts. And in these parties, things would take degenerate turns. And to make these streams entertaining, Melstroy loves to stir the pot.
What the fuck? He got bitches fighting on stream?
Melstroy popularized these so-called trash streams, which would involve other people Melstroy had paid to carry out degenerate acts on camera. He would often orchestrate humiliating scenarios, as he would turn people into laughingstocks in front of thousands of his viewers.
Казино Стейк из-за невыполнения условий и невозможности адекватной работы.
His streams could be compared to Aiden Ross's sadistic torture streams, where viewers were forced to comply with Aiden's requests in exchange for large sums of money.
Just shoot it. I promise. He's on my life.
He's done. He's done. Oh God, he's done. Look at him.
Yo. 2 minutes and then you're fucked.
Squirt in your eyes. Wait, don't do it actually. Squirt in the eyes. Squirt in the eyes.
Except
Nah, he's sick
streams
as
were
hell.
much worse, because Melstroy would soon take things too far, as his stream slowly descended deeper and deeper into degeneracy. During this time,
This nigga's
Melstroy
weird.
began to feel untouchable. The money and fame had got into his head, and each of his streams began to get darker and more awful.
В своем детском мире то, что деньги нихуя не решают. Ну, блядь! Да твоя мать! Хуй сосать у меня будет, долбоёб!
Suddenly, Melstroy was a young adult making millions of dollars every month, and as a result of the drinking and gambling on stream, violence and inappropriate behavior became a mainstay of Melstroy's entire brand.
The fuck?
Many of his streams included him sending over millions of rubles to female streamers, asking them to expose themselves live, and many of them had no option but to agree, with one of them being the popular streamer Saveta Solar, who received 1 million rubles or $11,000 to do what Melstroy said.
Раз. Так, вместе с лифаком. Раз.
On stream is...
Два.
But
Три.
wait, he's doing this on Twitch though. There's no way he's able to get away with this shit on Twitch. There's just no fucking way.
His streams got a lot of attention, and as a result, more fans would send money to Melstroy for him to keep carrying out these degenerate antics.
Мelstroy воспринимает как собственность, которая по щелчку оближет пятки не только хозяину, но и всем присутствующим в помещении. И что самое...
Melstroy became so popular that his online presence grew substantially, and he became one of the most recognized streamers in Russia. And to get that growth, Melstroy would pit his friends against each other during these live streams, as he acts as a puppet master, throwing his money around people and making them do things they would never normally consider.
Может отправить отдохнуть на месяцок.
On top of all that, Melstroy was never a stranger to humiliating people in disgusting ways, whether it be by drenching them in urine or making them lick other people's feet.
5, 6, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hit me out. That's my shorty. I ain't got no problem licking no feet. I ain't got no problem licking no feet. But that ain't my shorty.
11.
It just goes to show that when you make this much money as a 21-year-old without facing any repercussions for your actions, things are always
Yeah, I
bound
don't
to
see
go
how you're getting
wrong.
away with all this
However,
shit.
everything took a turn for the worse in one of his streams in June 2020. The stream started out pretty normally, with Melstroy inviting some of his friends over and a girl named Yana. The two had spent some time flirting on stream.
Давай вот боком. Вот так вот.
Look at him thirsty. Look at him
However,
thirsty.
things took an unexpected turn when Yana's boyfriend, who had actually been watching the entire stream, called her and demanded she leave the stream immediately.
Можно будет?
His ass is ugly. Look at this nigga. This is what. Look at the shape of this nigga's head. Do y'all see this shit? Look like a fucking pine cone, bro. What the fuck?
Яна, давай с тобой мы договоримся на такую тему. Убери нахуй телефон.
Пускай все решает.
Выкинь его нахуй. Выкинь его нахуй.
Хорошо, выкидывайте.
Я ей дам деньги за новый телефон.
Melstroy then began calling her boyfriend a cuck on stream, and while he remained oblivious, Yana's boyfriend showed up to the house where Melstroy was streaming and tried to break in with bodyguards standing at the front of the door. Except the bodyguards didn't put up much of a fight.
What?
As Yana got out to talk to her boyfriend, he decided to attack her and everyone in the proximity before
Damn.
finally being escorted away.
I ain't gonna lie, this is all he wanted for real. That's exactly what he wanted. He needed that drama to get some content out of that
Melchior
shit.
could pretty much get away with anything, he was in for a rude awakening pretty soon. On October 19, 2020, Melchior was streaming as usual at his apartment with a couple of friends, but soon, a new guest arrived.
Привет.
A model by the name of Elena Efremova joined in and began talking to Melchior about topics with which he was unfamiliar, and it seemed as if Elena was trying to assert her dominance in the conversation, which Melchior didn't take too lightly. Rather than calmly articulating his thoughts or counter-arguments, Melchior allowed his frustration to take over, which escalated into outright anger. Elena knew Melchior was getting very upset, but she didn't back down and instead dared him to come up with any sort of argument. What Melchior did next, however, would almost destroy his career.
His career should have been over.
He attacked Elena, smashing her head against the table multiple times before pushing her away.
These are the motherfuckers that people let get famous, bro.
And serious injuries to her brain.
These are the motherfuckers that people.
Ну, я просто уже не говорю про то,
Letting these
что
motherfuckers get famous is fucking
Melchior showed
insane.
no regret for what he did, even going as far as to mock Elena in his later streams. Understandably, Elena was upset and decided to sue Melchior, asking for damages of up to 10 million rubles, or approximately $100,000. During the trial,
That's kinda
Melchior
low,
continued to
don't
mock
you-
Elena,
don't you
telling
think?
reporters she'd asked for too little money and that he would have
Yeah.
paid if she asked for more.
Right.
Elena would also post
That's
about
crazy.
her experience online, saying, "Melchior beat me up last night and publicly humiliated me in a stream. I just want him to be punished for this so it will not happen to any other person." While some justice was served, it was barely enough, as the courts found Melchior guilty but forced him to pay only 72,000 rubles, which roughly translates to $1,000, and the streamer was sentenced to 6 months of corrective
So the government over there is just sweet as hell, is what I'm hearing. The government is sweet as hell over there.
labor. The whole incident also alerted the Belarus government about Melchior, and after a little digging, they found that Melchior had left Belarus and went to Russia without completing his mandatory army training. The Russian government was once again looking for Melchior to send him back to Belarus, but by this time, the streamer was long gone as he spent the next couple of years living in Dubai, Bali, Turkey, and now back in Moscow. However, the bigger punishment that came Melchior's way was a complete ban on all of his social media platforms, including YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Telegram. It appeared that it would finally be the end of Melchior and his trash streams. However, that actually wasn't to be.
Oh, he ain't shit. He
Melchior
ain't
would spend the
shit.
next 2 years trying out other platforms where he could shift his talents. He already had a large audience of viewers who would follow him wherever he went, so it was only a matter of which platform he would choose to stream on. And
What they be calling them niggas that the betas, the beta males, like niggas who don't got their own backbone, and they'll go and watch shit like this and do shit like this, just so they could feel like empowered and shit like that. That's what he got a lot of niggas doing. Like, you got your Rage Cast and that, all the motherfuckers I watch, and like, it's cool to have fans and shit and supporters, but these niggas ain't none of that. These niggas are bitches. Like, being able to sit there and support this type of shit is just the craziest shit ever to me, bro. Like, no bullshit. This shit is
platform was
insane.
Kick. Melchior had found his new home, and a platform like Kick, that was already notorious for letting any kind of content slide, was the
Yeah,
perfect
somebody's
place for
unfollowed me.
this
That shit
streamer.
crazy. Just throwing
The
money like
numbers
that is
Melchior has been
insane.
able to pull on Kick don't compare to his older ones. He's still one of the most popular streamers on the platform. However, with an unlimited supply of cash coming in from online casinos, Melchior seems to always have a massive budget to pull off stunts that would help him get publicity. So he started donating large amounts of money to other streamers for them to shave their head while on stream. The first of his victims was
That
a
sounds like the
Russian
shit
streamer
Aiden was
named
doing.
Jesus, who got 5 million rubles or around $70,000 to shave his head.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, hey, no bullshit. You give me 70 bands, this shit coming right off. You give me 70 bands, this shit coming right off. I'll grow this shit right back. I ain't got no problem. Look, I done did it plenty of times, bro. This should have get cut right off. I'm sorry, you give me 70 bands. I'm sorry. 70 bands is crazy.
He would also pay $20,000 to another streamer called Kasha, who would, like Jesus, shave his head on stream. The only person who didn't accept Melstroy's money was a Russian streamer called Brat Kashin, who stated that he wouldn't even do it for 40 million rubles, or around $600,000. So Melstroy has a pretty good idea about what he can do to stay relevant, which is simply by buying people's opinions of him. And considering how much he donates to streamers, it would take a firm will to reject Melstroy's money, which can often be life-changing for many people. A notable example of some—
See, that's the problem, is that would be life-changing for me. Like, that would be crazy. That would be crazy life-changing for me.
When displaying this behavior is Elena Efremova, who previously sued Melstroy after he assaulted her on a stream. Despite all the insults she had to face at the time, she returned to Melstroy's stream just a year later, even sharing a kiss which Melstroy posted on his Instagram story.
No.
The situation further signifies that while money may not be able to buy happiness, it's enough to buy out most people. But despite the stunts, Melstroy was losing viewers and was averaging around 10,000 viewers per stream on Kick. Even though they weren't small numbers by any stretch, Melstroy had always lived by one philosophy:
bad, though.
Go big or go home. So, to monetize his current situation, he began posting challenges on his Telegram, which offered payments as much as $300 for TikToks that gained over 10,000 likes on the platform. The challenge resulted in a large influx of videos and memes using Melstroy as the punchline, quite like this. These videos helped Melstroy find an audience yet again, as the streams that were averaging around 10,000 viewers skyrocketed to 50 to 60,000 viewers per stream. But Melstroy wasn't satisfied yet, and is always willing to splash out more cash for virality. Other challenges he posted included paying people millions of dollars if they could get someone popular to follow him, and this resulted in many people spamming MrBeast and IShowSpeed's comment sections. Despite hundreds of people getting in on the action and spamming comments in hopes of a big payout, some people actually have managed to—
Ain't none of these big streamers finna risk their shit for that. IShowSpeed probably the only one, because he be tweaking.
Capitalize on the opportunity, like Anis, who is a professional Fortnite player and a winner of one of MrBeast's challenges. Anis asked MrBeast to follow Melstroy, so Jimmy obliged and even posted a video saying hi to Melstroy.
Hey Mel, so I was told to send you this video saying hi. I'm not sure why, but hi.
After that, Melstroy sent IShowSpeed around $300,000 to follow him, and Speed did just that.
He just sent me 300K for a follow, man. Holy shit, bro. This dude is nuts, bro. He just sent me 300K. Shout out to my boy, man, fucking Tory, bro.
Even though Speed and MrBeast were extremely popular in their own right,
what the fuck was going on with
even
him.
bigger, as he would get a follow from Drake.
Drake.
Один гигант медиа-бизнеса в этом мире подписался. Это Дрейк. Champagne Papi, hello.
A video message from French football star
That's insane.
Mbappe.
This is crazy how far money can take you, bro.
Hey, Miss Troy, right in here. Just want to say hello to you. Hope everything is okay. And I hope to see you.
His money gotta be unreal.
And even a shout out from the Lithuanian president. But he didn't stop there, as he would later reward a person with $3,000 after he got a tattoo of Melstroy on his shoulder. Adding to the bold list of moves, Melstroy sent popular Russian rapper Morgenstern $150,000 in order to stream together.
What?
Initially, the rapper was skeptical, but when the money actually landed in his account, Morgenstern had no choice but to cancel his plans and join Melstroy's stream. This stream was one of the most popular streams ever, getting over 700,000 viewers and breaking Russian streaming
700,000 viewers? So what was this, on Kick? No way, this was on Kick, right? What is this nigga's, like, what is this Kick? It's gotta be this one, right? Nah, this nigga is insane. This nigga is insane. That's wild as hell to be able to get 700,000 viewers and shit. Like a nigga being that controversial, and like niggas get canceled for less, bro.